Good evening, folks. So, wearing my tie today. Not a tie guy, so Fran, this shows you how much I respect you. So, hearing that story from Morellis brought back a lot of memories. I remember meeting Fran back in 2014 and feeling like we had an opportunity here, but also feeling like I had one of those freak out moments. You know, we had that first meeting. I think we believe it was the first or second meeting I met with her, and she said, Morellis mentioned a pilot that we had at Cross School during the 13-14 school year. And Fran said, you guys are doing great work there, but, I really need this scaled up, and I need it scaled up like now. We had funding from the Tauck Family Foundation for this work to occur in one school. And so the freak out moment was, what do we do now? How do we do that? And even though it's a freak out moment for us, it also helped me realize how much of a visionary Fran is, and to think about how far we've come is pretty amazing. I have to admit that I had some doubts initially, but I'm really impressed about what's been able to be done collectively. I just want to mention a couple of things about Fran, and I'll be brief. Through our many communications, through our many meetings, there are two things that stand out to me, for me about Fran. She has many great qualities, but two come to mind for me. One is Fran's, how much value she places on the importance of creating cultures and communities that allow for the educators within these systems and the kids they serve to thrive. She made culture an important part of her strategic plan, foundational. And Ruler was a part of that plan. But I really think it was Fran's leadership style that had the strongest influence on any change we might see in kids as a result of the climate she's been able to promote. All you have to do is Google Fran's name and look at what teachers have been saying about her over the past couple of years, and you'll hear things like, she's been, just respectful. She listens to people. She promotes collaboration, and it's been just a breath of fresh air for a lot of folks, whether they be teachers or administrators. And so there's this just style she has of dealing with people and leading, and just this vision she had about what this district that could be with regard to creating a positive culture that stands out for me. And then the other thing that stands out is how much she values and tries to foster partnership and collaboration. And I think that's just so important for all districts, but especially for districts like Bridgeport, that we know is just so under-resourced. One of the benefits of partnerships is that they can bring in additional resources, not just funding, but people power. And they can help you better organize existing resources. And so I think that what we've been able to accomplish, I largely credit Fran for her openness and interest in collaboration. And Fran, I hope you're proud of what you've been able to create as you move on. I just think about it. She deserves a round of applause for that. I hope you're proud of that. I mean, I think about everything we've been able to accomplish. I mean, the implementation of Ruler from pre-K to grade 8, and then the extension of that into high school, and then the hiring of Helen and Alana, the establishment of a task force, the collaboration with community-based organizations like BCAC and others, the extension of the work into working with families, the resources. We just saw that list of funders who have come in to support this work. I mean, you've been able to build something incredibly impressive, and I hope it's something that you're really proud of here. And for those of us who will be continuing the work, we'll push on, and we'll continue to try to keep you proud of what we're doing. So, thank you.
As educators and people interested in leadership development of future educators, we always speak about the people we want are transformational leaders, and that leaders have to be agents of change. And Fran Rabinowitz is the prototype of an agent of change. She not only has a commitment to these children, and she had to because she could have retired and she came back to not an easy job, but she has courage, and I think that's what sets Fran apart from most other leaders, the amazing courage that it took to come back to a failing district with a vision of what she wanted to do, and not dip her toe in the water, which I suggested, start Ruler in 6 schools. She said, no, it's all or nothing, we're doing it in all the schools. I don't have time to waste. And we've moved ahead, and we moved ahead at a rapid pace because she had the courage to take on a lot of pushback and a lot of questions, and she just moved ahead. Fran also has tremendous respect for the professionals in her district, which is something all leaders talk about, but not many demonstrate. She allowed us a year before we brought our program into the schools of just coaching the principals, having network meetings with them, talking about why this work matters, talking about their fears, talking about the challenges. And then every year at the end of the year, the day after school ended, we would come usually to this room, to a retreat, and have a leadership retreat and talk about our successes, our challenges, our fears for the future, and coming out with an action plan for what we can move ahead. While she was honoring the leaders of the district, she was also bringing in people from the community in youth development, in the mental health field, and constantly expanding and extending the reach of the superintendent in Bridgeport to become more than an education administrator, but a community organizer. And as somebody that was a superintendent for years, I have the greatest admiration for her. I think that what she has done is miraculous, and I can't talk enough about how I admire her and her courage, up until the point now where she's decided to leave, and the courage it took to say what she needed to say and not be afraid and leave speaking her mind and being authentic. And with that, I'd like to introduce Superintendent Fran Rabinowitz.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. You know, it's just so interesting. When I grow up, I'm going to know better how to accept compliments. But I want to say to you that all that was said, I greatly appreciate. But I need to say that it wasn't hard. It wasn't hard. It was because I had such tremendous support and staff and parents and community and Yale and Tauck and all of the other foundations, BCAC and all of those community foundations, they were there. They were at the table, and they were willing to take the risk and to jump off the cliff and say, we're going to do this across all schools. So it wasn't about me. It was about my ability to create the systems, perhaps, but it was about all of you that came forward to do the work that needed to be done. Without Alana and Helen, I would not have been able to have the far-reaching effects. Without Morales, I don't know what I would have done, because, I won't say it was easy every day, but she was always there. Someone was always there to support. And someone told me a long time ago when I first started my career, and trust me, it's a long time ago, they said, you're only as good as your team. And that's the honest truth. Do you know what I mean? This could have fallen flat, but it was soaked up like a sponge. And I want to say a couple of words about what I'm hearing this afternoon. Whether it's Ruler, whether it's Second Step, whether it's Horizons, it doesn't matter. It's what works for you, and it is you as educators and community people and parents and funders recognizing the importance of addressing the whole child, the importance of having our kids know that they are somebody, that they have to have the confidence, they have to feel safe, they have to know that they are capable of so much. And that, to me, is the foundation for academic success. I think I've been at this for a long time, but in the last 10 years, I have really focused on the social and emotional development of children in my former district and in Bridgeport, and I'm hoping in my work following here that I'll continue to do that, because I do believe that the time has come. It should have been here always, but we have kind of ignored it in favor of academics, and trust me, I want to see my scores at the top of the list too, but I know that the social and emotional foundation is incredibly important. So I just want to thank Tauck and all of the other funders and everyone in this room for having that vision, because you wouldn't be here tonight if you didn't have it. And I can only say to you that it doesn't matter. I'm having a very hard time leaving, trust me. It is not an easy thing to do, but I will tell you that I do believe that Ruler and social emotional development is in the fabric of this school district, and no one is going to be able to take that away. And I am incredibly appreciative of that, and appreciative that we didn't have the resources, and you believed in me, and you believed in us, to be able to say, we can do this right across the district, and not only across the district, but across the entire community in the city of Bridgeport. I mean, do you know what it's like to walk down the street and talk to somebody and they know what Ruler is? I mean, that's incredible, and they believe in it. And so if I pull out individuals, I'll forget everybody. So I just want to say a big thank you to everyone in this room, a big thank you to Tauck, and I know there are many other funders who are here today, but frankly, when I sat at that table for the first time, and I still remember it, with the Yale folks and with Morellis, and I said, are you kidding? No, you have to go district-wide with this, and I'm an interim superintendent. I don't have a lot of time, so let's get this going. And for them to say, we'll do it and we'll find a way, was like a miracle. You know, Danny at Greens Farm said, the power to dream, and this was a dream, and thank you for helping me to make it come forward, and I know that you will continue to sustain it in Bridgeport. So thank you so much.
So with that, with heartfelt appreciation for the unwavering dedication and steadfast commitment extended in spirit and in action, the Tauck Family Foundation recognizes Superintendent Frances Rabinowitz for her outstanding leadership in the Social and Emotional Learning Initiative of the Bridgeport Public Schools.